I want to talk about Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. Right now, this team is on a 3-game winning streak. Are they a legit team in the NFC and in their division, or are they just beating up on bad teams? Well, let's talk about it. We saw what happened the first couple weeks in the NFL. Caleb Williams did struggle against the Tennessee Titans, but they won that game. For context, it was a pick six in that game. It was a beautiful special teams play on the punt return job by the Chicago Bears special teams. And you also saw Caleb Williams go out there and have some good throws here and there, but he only had 95 passing yards on the day. For one, the run game was not good for the first couple weeks of the season. Part of that is because of bad play calling by Shane Waldron, and also because the offensive line was not good. It was not all on Caleb Williams. And I find something very interesting for the Chicago Bears. They have been in every single game this season, even for the games that they haven't won. When you look at their losses, they're not terrible losses. When you go back and you look at the loss against the Houston Texans, you would think that the Houston Texans went out there and they completely dominated Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. That wasn't the case. They only lost that game by 6 points. And that defense did an amazing job against CJ, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And at that point in time, Nico Collins was fully healthy. You had Stephon Diggs as well on the offensive end. And they also had Joe Mixon until he got injured late in the game in the fourth quarter. So I look at the Chicago Bears as a team. Defensively, they're going to always be a threat in the NFC. They have one of the best total defenses in the NFL. I'm talking about pass-wise because you have 2 lockdown corners and Jalen Johnson. You also have Tyreek Stevenson as well. You also have a very good pass rush now with Darrell Taylor and Montez Sweat. Now, Montez Sweat only has 2 sacks on the season. He's getting double-teamed a lot. But Darrell Taylor, you made a trade to get him from the Seattle Seahawks many weeks ago. I think that he's going to be a solid number 2 edge rusher playing alongside a guy like Montez Sweat. And the linebackers are some of the best linebackers in the NFL when you talk about just duos with TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds. I like both of those linebackers in their own right. So every single level of the defense, they're very good. And they have a defensive head coach in Matt Eberflus. Many people forget that Matt Eberflus was a very good defensive coach for the Indianapolis Colts, and he was an elite linebacking coach as well for the Indianapolis Colts. So yes, they had some tough losses early on. Number one, the offense is still figuring things out, and that's going to be the case because Caleb Williams is still a rookie. I understand that we like to live in the past and say, look at what he did at USC. This kid is a bust after 2 weeks. That's not the case. What he did at college, it doesn't matter anymore. The same with Jaden Daniels, the same with Drake May, and Michael Penix Jr. as well. When you step in week 1, all that college stuff disappears. What can you do on the NFL field? And so far, the last couple weeks, Caleb Williams has looked elite. And yes, you have a true argument. He's beat teams like the Carolina Panthers. Horrible defense, the worst defense in the NFL. He went out there, he dominated against the Jacksonville Jaguars. A weak defense in their own right, yes. But at the same time, you're seeing this kid be more patient inside the pocket, get the football out quicker, like how he did against the Jacksonville Jaguars. What was the number one knack on him coming out of USC? He holds on to the football for too long. That hasn't been the case this entire season. But every single week, he's getting rid of the football quicker and quicker. And shout out to Shane Waldron for going out there and sticking with the run game. The run game was abysmal for the first half of this season. They could not get things going. Now you have DeAndre Swift, who's going out there. He's able to go out there and find rushing lanes. And he's a very good running back. He had over 1,000 yards rushing last season with the Philadelphia Eagles. You do want to take that with a grain of salt when you pick up a running back from the Philadelphia Eagles because of how good their offensive lines have been over the last couple of years. And you also have a quarterback in Jalen Hurts who loves to run the football. So now you have to go out there and pick your poison. But Caleb Williams, he's finding ways to go out there and get the football to guys like Cole Kmet, who has always been a good playmaking tight end over the last few years for the Chicago Bears. Him and DJ Moore, they're getting a strong connection as well. You have Rome Odunze. Right now, he's not that star wide receiver, but you're starting to see certain catches that he was able to make at the college level. You hope that he can continue to develop over time as well, because guess what? He's still a rookie as well. Keenan Allen, when he missed time, the wide receiving core didn't look the same. As soon as he comes back, he has a huge impact on the receiving core because he's a veteran. He has been in the NFL for many years now, and he's played with different quarterbacks like Phillip Rivers and also Justin Herbert. He knows where the soft spot is on the defense in terms of zone coverage. He's really a safety blanket for Caleb Williams. So you do have an argument when you say that you want to see him do this against real NFL defenses. I want to see Shane Waldron go out there and make the right play calls against elite NFL defenses. I want to see the offensive line step up against elite defenses as well. Because part of the reason to why Caleb Williams has been so successful over the last few weeks, not only because he's learned the game, he's figuring things out. The offensive line protection has been better, and the play calling has been better from Shane Waldron. But in order for the Chicago Bears to be a true threat in this division and in the NFC, they have to continue to go out there and be consistent on the offensive end. I have little to no questions about the defense. The defense was strong even last season. Even before they made the trade to go get Montez Sweat, the defense was looking very good. But the defense went to another level as soon as they made the trade to get him from the Washington Commanders. So I like what the Chicago Bears have right now. And when you look at Caleb Williams against the Los Angeles Rams, he did not do much. 17 of 23, 157 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown. He was efficient in that game. They made him more like a game manager in that football game. Against the Carolina Panthers, 20 of 29, 304 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns. And then you also look at the Jacksonville Jaguars, 23 of 29, 226 passing yards, 4 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. And something that's very interesting, he got sacked 3 times against the Jacksonville Jaguars. He got sacked 3 times against the Los Angeles Rams. Now he's doing better with pressure around him. The pockets do look better in the second half, but when you're starting to see a quarterback now, he's starting to navigate the pocket better. For the first 2-3 weeks of the season, he was rushing himself into sacks. He did not have the confidence in his offensive line. And this is still not a good offensive line for the Chicago Bears. But he's finding ways to make those plays that he was able to make at USC. And he's toning down with making plays in terms of throwing the football across his body. We're seeing more consistency from him inside the pocket, and he's able to throw the football away as well. He's learning that some of those plays that worked out at USC is not going to work out at this level. So if you listen to a Caleb Williams hater and they'll say he got dominated by the Houston Texans defense, not really. He just made a lot of bad decisions, and he did not have that much time inside the pocket. And this was only week 2 for a rookie quarterback that was going against one of the best defenses in the NFL. He got sacked 7 times in that game against the Indianapolis Colts. Yes, a very weak defense in their own right. Guess how many times he got sacked in that game? 4. And he threw the football 52 times in that game. They had a players meeting with Shane Waldron. They aired out their frustrations. And since then, we've seen Caleb Williams' pass attempts get lower and lower because they're sticking with the run game. They're using more motion as well. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do with Khalil Herbert long term, because it seems like they are very insist on DeAndre Swift getting majority of the carries in the backfield. You also have Johnson as well. He's a guy that's coming in. He's getting the backup duties right now. 3 rushing touchdowns on the season. But when I look at a guy like Khalil Herbert, I wouldn't go out there and I wouldn't trade him personally. I think that Khalil Herbert is a very good special teams player. Can get a lot of kick returns for you, can get some punt returns for you in terms of putting you into good situations. And if one of those running backs do go down, you plug in Khalil Herbert. So I would keep him around. I like the special teams crew that they have as well. And I like the skill positions a lot. Keenan Allen's not going to be here for the next 5+ years, but DJ Moore is one of the better wide receivers in the NFL. You have a young player, Rome Odunze. Let those guys continue to learn from a guy like Keenan Allen. And I know even though DJ Moore is a top receiver, he can still learn from Keenan Allen because Keenan Allen is that savvy veteran. I like what the Bears have. I'm not saying that they're going to go out there and make the NFL playoffs because it is a learning curve. If they do miss the NFL playoffs, that's okay because this is still a flawed team and this is a rookie quarterback. You can't compare Caleb Williams to Jaden Daniels. They're on their different timelines. And it seems like if you're a Jaden Daniels fan, the media wants you to go out there and hate on Caleb Williams. You can like both guys. And I like both quarterbacks. I really do. I think the Washington Commanders are going to be in a great spot long term with Jaden Daniels. And I think the Chicago Bears, when they figure out this offensive line and they bring in some brand new pieces up front to help out Caleb, they're going to be even better. Problem is this as well. You're in one of the toughest, if not the toughest division in football. With the Detroit Lions, they have a high-powered offense. The Green Bay Packers are special on both sides of the football, offensively and defensively. And you look at the Minnesota Vikings. Right now, that may be the hottest team in the NFC by far. But at the same time, every single last one of those teams have a weakness, just like the Chicago Bears. But let me know in the comment section below, how do you guys feel about Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears for the rest of the season? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, I want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for the video, guys. God bless. Peace.